Hey, what's up guys, it's Nick2, and today I'll be showing you guys the best solo farming method within the game that is extremely easy and will get you a ton of loot, crafting materials, cosmetics, and even keys such as hyena keys to unlock exotics and other stuff like that. This farm is also great for group play as well. It just caters more to the solo player, as pretty much anybody can do this despite how bad your gear is, etc., because it's extremely easy and you end up getting plenty of gear doing it, which makes it probably the best farm if you're just trying to raise your gear score up quickly. And I'll of course make sure to mention some other great farming methods as well besides this one towards the end of the video. So before I get into it, if anybody here needs help farming, setting up the perfect build so you can do insane damage, or maybe just leveling up or anything else you may need, feel free to email me at nick2biz@gmail.com and I would love to help you out. Also, please check out my Twitch as I do stream daily and I'm always happy to answer questions that you guys may have, and it's always just nice to see more people around. Of course, if you enjoy the video or you find it helpful, please make sure to drop a like, as that ends up helping me out a ton, and subscribe for videos similar to this one. But anyways, let's get right into it. So this farm honestly is pretty straightforward and it doesn't really require much explanation. There are a few important things to take note about it, so I guess stick around for that, but it's really straightforward. Basically what the farm is it's just a route within the open world where you can run around and loot just a shitload of boxes, pretty much without having to fight like any NPCs at all. So as you can see by the shittily drawn red lines, this is the route that we were running. We start off at the top of Foggy Bottom and we make our way all the way down the map. I'm sure there are plenty of other farming routes in other parts of the map as well, and if anybody has their own route and they have an image of it, feel free to comment it below and I'll repost the comment so that everybody else can see. But so far this is the most effective one that we've found. I know it's a little bit hard to follow the lines and kind of interpret what's going on, and I apologize for not being very clear. I'm pretty bad at doing that, but basically you just use it as a general guideline, as it's pretty easy to find where everything is. But I also did the full run while streaming on Twitch, and I also made a highlight of it, so if you'd like to see that, I'll leave a link in the description, and you can just watch the full length of us doing it for like a full hour, so you can see the route that we did. Like I said, we were able to do the full run in about an hour, and we filled up our bags completely about 2 times, which I think was about 150 to 200 items. We also got maxed out on pretty much every single material, and we got multiple hyena keys, which is pretty good too. Personally, I got some cosmetics, which was also nice. As I'm sure you saw on the map though, this route does run into a few open world activities such as territory controls, etc. We decided to do them on the way as they're usually pretty easily and they give an okay amount of loot. But if you aren't interested in fighting the NPCs, you can always just run straight past them. It's not that big of a deal. I would suggest doing them as they're pretty easy to do, but it's up to you. One thing you want to make sure to do though to make this farm much easier is make sure to donate materials to control points, because this is going to end up making it to where you can see loot boxes through walls, which is incredibly helpful. And don't worry about losing the materials, because you'll end up getting a shit ton of water, food, etc. while doing this farm. So you can pretty much just go back and forth to control points, just donating whenever you need it. Another helpful tip is that if you need to go back to a control point to donate resources again, or maybe you need to clear out your inventory, you'd probably want to hold off on the route until you're next to something on the map that you can fast travel back to, such as a mission, so that you don't have to spend too much time backtracking on the route or anything like that. Something else good to know is that you can only do this route once every 24 hours because the boxes are on a 24-hour cooldown after you open them, and this isn't based on like a server time or something. You actually have to wait a full 24 hours, so this is something that you can do daily very easily. But if you're looking to grind out loot for hours on end, you can try to find another decent route on Reddit or something. But until then, I'll give you a few decent farms worth checking out. I've already mentioned in a previous loot farm video, I'll leave a link to that in the description, that the Dark Zone is by far the best farm method if you want a ton of raw loot per hour. But the obvious drawback with the Dark Zone is that you can run into other players, which can heavily impede upon your ability to farm efficiently, and some people with bad gear may have trouble fighting the enemies in the Dark Zone. So in terms of other decent solo farms, you can always do bounties, which give, an okay amount of loot, but you can't do them endlessly as you'll end up running out of target intel, or just bounties to do in general. Personally, I'd recommend doing activities around the map, as these give a decent amount of loot, especially the territory controls, as they usually don't take very long and you get a few pieces of loot from them, and they're extremely easy also. But these can also work towards unlocking level 3 control points, which will end up giving you blueprints that you'll need in the future. But the level 3 control points can be very difficult if you're under geared, so if you don't have a lot of gear, you can always just do the control points on level 1. That gives you a decent amount of gear as well, and you get XP, which is great. Another great method, which is pretty fast and very easily doable, is running the American History Museum mission on hard mode, which you can complete in less than 10 minutes very easily, even if you have really bad gear. And this is going to give you a pretty decent amount of loot per clear. The reason that I would do this on hard mode is because it's much easier than challenging, and you only get like one less piece of loot, so might as well. And if you're under geared, challenging is going to be extremely difficult, so that's why I would say just do it on hard mode. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Pretty short video today. There wasn't too much to say when talking about this. Anyways, though, I hope the video helped. If it did, please make sure to drop a like. Comment down below what other videos you'd like to see in the future. Subscribe for videos similar to this one. Follow me on Twitch. And yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys later.
You just recovered intel that's going to be a whole lot of help to Odessa in the short... Detecting additional hostile contacts. Another one down. Good job, Agent.